welcome to the Sins Review. I'm your host, Jackie Sins. Yeah, I'm a vampire now. It was a whole thing. Oh, and there's more zombies attacking my home again, but as usual, I'm prepared. That's really something. A vampire killing zombies. And speaking of which, I'm going to be reviewing a new, as in definitely released, at least last year, horror movie with vampires. Now I know I mentioned that I love slashers, but I think when it comes to horror, I think I kind of like vampires a little bit more. I feel like there are many possibilities. The movie can be scary, fun, badass, and not so serious. It can be represented in many different ways. Of course, I'm not a fan of all the representations of vampires, like them sparkling in the sun. My first published book is about vampires, werewolves, and other supernatural beings. Of course, I had some inspiration from movies and other books, while still making the story wholly original. Okay, before I get too carried away, you saw the thumbnail, you know which movie I'm reviewing. 10 Minutes to Midnight stars Caroline Williams, who you might remember as Stretch from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. You might remember her job in that movie as being a radio jockey. Well, her character in this movie has the same job. Her character's name is Amy Marlowe. She's been hosting this radio segment called 10 Minutes to Midnight, which focuses heavily on hard rock and heavy metal, and she's been doing this for a few decades, 30 years if I remember correctly. Listeners can also call in for advice from Amy during the broadcasts. Anyway, the film also stars Nicole Kong, it's spelled with a A, not an O, so it's not like, King Kong, it's just, and zombies! So sorry. Right back. Okay, I'm back. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Nicole Kong plays Sienna, who is supposed to replace Amy as the host of 10 Minutes to Midnight. And that's not really a spoiler. It's literally on the back of the DVD case. And, the front shows, the Caroline Williams character, she becomes a vampire. So anyway, there's, some tension with that. Nicholas Tucci plays Ernie, the radio station's security guard. When we see him for the first time, he is apparently carving a wooden stake for some reason. I know this is a vampire movie, but he never even uses it, so it's kind of pointless. In fact, it is almost literally pointless. He never got to the point, one might say. Okay, fine, I know I'm not good with puns. Adam Welper plays Aaron, who I think is like a technical assistant of some kind. I really don't know how radio stations operate, or who's part of the staff and whatnot. Aaron also has a crush on Amy, who, when he was a very young kid, he used to listen to her on 10 Minutes to Midnight. And of course, she's decades older than him, but hey, I'm not going to judge. William Humans, I think I said that right, plays Robert, who is the boss. I think that's it for all the main characters. So I think this movie is an indie film. It's not rated. The production looks pretty low budget, which is not bad. Because this film is not rated, it was not released in theaters. There are other reviews on the front of the DVD case. Film Threat says, 4 stars, lunacy and blood, and all that. And, well, you know what I'm going to say now, don't you? Yeah, there's plenty of gore. The effects are not perfect, but at the same time, I also feel this film is very self-aware. It seems to embrace the silliness, which I kind of respect it for, even if it goes a little too much on the bizarre side for me. I really don't know what else to say about this film without getting into spoilers. I mean, the runtime is only about an hour and 13 minutes. I'd say that's more than likely because the premise is just a little too simple. I mean, yeah, we got vampire stuff, but literally the whole film takes place in the radio station. I guess there are some moments that seem more psychological than supernatural, but still seems to lean heavily on the comedy side and not enough horror to really call it a horror comedy. The ending is also pretty weird, and I'm not going to spoil it because my no spoilers rule still remains. I suppose you can guess that I don't really care for this film all that much. I wouldn't say it's awful by any means, but, it's, even though it's an indie film, and probably don't really want to judge it too harshly, I still have to be honest about my opinion. It was okay for killing time, but I probably won't really watch it again except to just put it on and have it as background noise for a Halloween party or whatever. Anyway, I give 10 minutes to midnight SI out of Sins. Till next time, Zombies! Sorry, I got really thirsty. Oh, and I actually have vampires attacking my home instead of zombies. Also, I have to film these reviews at night for obvious reasons. These particular vampires, they're bald, they have pointed ears, black eyes, just mouths of just long, ugly, long pointed teeth. Oh my god, is that gonna happen to me? This has been the Sins Review. I'm Jackie Sins, and for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.